Hi there everybody, Bill here from Tiny House Prepper. Now that I've finished the insulation in the walls of the shed, I'm going to be starting on hanging the interior walls. Tiny House Prepper. Now I thought for a while about what to use on the inside of the walls, and I decided against sheetrock. Instead, I'm going to be using this Luan 1/4 inch plywood. This is a little more expensive. Actually, it's almost twice the cost of sheetrock. But I decided on this for several reasons. One is that it'll be a lot stronger. It'll take more abuse of things banging against the walls. This is a shed after all, and who knows what's going to be happening with the walls. So it'll be a little bit stronger. Also, even though the Luan is more expensive, I don't have to pay for all the the spackle and the finishing, and I don't have to spend many hours doing the finishing work of spackling all the seams. So I'll just put this up and paint it, and I think it'll look good. It'll be stronger, so that's what I'll be using. Now, working here by myself, how do I get a 4x8 sheet of plywood up on the ceiling all by myself? So in order to be able to put up the ceiling by myself, I have to build what's called a dead man. Basically, it's just a 2x4 that's cut just the length of the ceiling, and then I put a cross timber on it like this to hold it up. And I have two of them. I got one here, and I got the other one right against the wall in the back. That allows me to put up the ceiling by myself. Just like that. That holds it into place, and then I can nail it up. finished with the ceiling and starting on the walls. Since they're 9-foot walls and I got an 8-foot board, I'm going to have to piece in a 1-foot section on the top. Remember those sawhorses I built last summer when I first started on the shed? You know, the disposable ones that only took a few minutes and a couple of 2x4s. Still using them almost a year later. Still working well, still solid. You may remember from a previous video when I ran the electrical out to the shed, I wanted to bury this, but I couldn't because the ground was frozen solid. Well, now it's all thawed out. In fact, there's nothing but mud. So I'm going to go ahead and bury this. I forgot to start the camera when I already unhooked this. Took off the wire from the inside and just brought it out, so this is now loose. So now I got to dig a trench, and then I got 3 different wires that I have to run through that and finalize this and hopefully get it covered up and be done with it. Perfect fit. Alright, so now I got to cut the fit. Now I got to run the wires through it. You should be able to just glue it all together and run wires through, but I'm running 3 of them and it might be a little difficult, so I'm going to run it before I glue it. I think it'll be a little easier that way. Originally I wanted to bring it up completely underneath, bring it up from the underside so it will be completely disappear here. but I don't have enough room here. Over there I got more room, but here there's not enough room to get in there and do the work, so I had to do it like this. It works. Excellent. See the wires in there, and then it goes down. This does not have to be very deep. I don't have to worry about freezing or anything. This is just to get it underground so you don't trip over it. And then on this side, I put a little 45-degree elbow so it points up a little bit at the end, so it doesn't get water and mud and all that going down inside of there. So now all I have to do is cover it up with the dirt and I'll be done with it. It's good. I've now finished the ceiling and the walls, except for that strip on top. The walls, 3 walls. Got over here to the 4th wall, and this is where that power comes in that I just did. Couldn't really do the wall, the interior wall, until I finished all this, because I had to have access. So now that all of this is done, I can put the insulation in, which I already have cut, and then I can go ahead and do the luan on the inside of the 4th wall here. So I have 3 wires coming through here. One is for the main power for the shed, which is the lights and the receptacles. One is for the heat, the electric heat, and one is a 3-way switch, a 3-way wire, so that I have a switch here and also a switch on the inside of the trailer that will work the light underneath of the overhang for the wood shed. So that way I can turn that light off and on here at the shed or from the trailer. So I got 3 wires running through there, and it all came together better than I expected. I'm pleased with it. That's the wire for the baseboard heater. So now I have the walls and the floor and the ceiling finished with the Luan plywood hung up there. I still need to cover the seams, and I'll be talking about that in a minute. But as you can see, I've got a few things stored in here already, and that always makes it difficult to do any work. When I do the work, I have to move the lawnmower and the snowblower outside and then try to work around the other few tools that I've got, which is a pain in the neck, but it's workable. I have fought very hard to keep stuff out of here. It's so easy to just throw stuff in here because it's so handy. But I can't do that until I actually finish. Now it's been about 3 weeks since I've done any work in here. And because of all the medical issues that we had recently, if you saw our video, the medical mayhem, you know, I've been out of commission. In fact, the whole family has. So I'm finally being able to get back to it again because my eye is, as you can see, much better. But during that time, we really had a kind of a revelation about this shed, because my father, who's 86 years old, lives by himself in a little apartment about 30 miles from here, and we go visit him every Sunday after church. But during the cataract surgery that he had, he really needed to stay with us for a few days, and obviously we don't have any place for him to stay in our tiny little trailer. So that's when the shed all of a sudden became a real thing for us. I actually pushed the weekend before his surgery to get all of the walls done and to get the electric heat done. And it worked perfectly for him to stay in here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We had him set up right here in the corner. We had a little carpet there for him and a couple of boxes with a lamp on it, and we had a cot set up right there with a mattress on top of it, and then he had a chair here. We also had another lawn chair that was a recliner chair. He was very happy in here, very comfortable. He's got the electric heat. There's the heat thermostat right there. Now there was no plumbing in here. He had to go into our trailer to use the restroom, but he stayed out here for about a week and he was very happy. That's when we suddenly realized that this could be a bunk house for us. You see, my son lives in another state, about 400 miles away. And when he and his wife come with their 2 kids to visit, they always used to stay with us when we lived in the big house. But now that we're in this little place, we don't have any room for them to stay. And they would have to, one time they slept in their van. Other than that, if they come up for Christmas in the winter, we're going to have to get a hotel room for them because we just don't have any place. That's when we realized that this shed would be perfect. So here's what we're going to do. Right here where we had the bed set up for my father, I'm going to build bunk bed right there. And since I went with a 9-foot ceiling, I think we can fit 3 bunks in there. Now there's 4 of them, and we would have room on the floor to, you know, put another cot or an air mattress or something. But the plan is we'll build this three-tier bunk bed, and then when we're not using it for bunks, which would be most of the time, it'd be used for storage, we could just take the mattresses and lean them up against the wall, cover them with a sheet so they don't get dusty, and then just use those platforms for storage for boxes and other things. When they come, they're only going to be here for 3 or 4 days, probably at the most. We can take all those boxes off of there and stack them over here somewhere after we have the shelves built. We just stack them over here in the corner. lay the mattresses down, and then we'll have 3 beds right there. And we got heat in here. They'll still have to come inside for the restroom, but it's only about 15 feet away. So I think that's going to work very well. We're very excited. I didn't heat this for that purpose. I heated it so that we could use, I could use it as a heated workshop in the winter. But this is just going to be perfect, and it solves the only dilemma that we had about the trailer is that we just don't have room. We don't have a spare bedroom for family when they visit, and this is going to take care of that. Who'd have thought it? So now I need to finish the trim on the walls. Notice all the seams here that I did are smooth enough. I'll just be able to paint over them and it won't be a problem. But those seams up there and the ones in the ceiling are pretty rough, and I'm going to have to cover them with some molding. So, and notice that up here on the ceiling it's kind of sagging because this Luan is not very strong in itself. So what I'm going to do is in the ceiling I'm actually going to cover that with a 2x2, which will give it a little bit of support and will even look like a little bit like a ceiling beam. But then the ones on the walls I'm just going to rip down a piece of molding like a 1/2 inch or so and just nail it over there. And I think that'll look fine. Then we can paint the whole thing. Now I've got these 2x2s here. It's supporting the edges of the Luan, and the Luan is now no longer sagging. So for these other joints, for this one here, for those along the wall, I'm going to rip down a piece that'll only be 1/4 or 1/2 inch thick, basically make slats to cover those. Hi.
Hi.
Come on in, it's finished. At least the carpentry.
Oh, honey, this is so cool.
Not bad for a shed, huh?
It looks like a old-fashioned hotel with all the little trimming stuff up in the the ceiling and the edge and.
Oh, I forgot a board. I got that.
Just one.
I got that one comes across, and then I forgot that one right there.
Okay, well you go put that one on.
Yeah, I'll have to put it in.
It looks great.
There's a phone call. So, the only thing I have left to do is that one little piece of board I forgot. And then I'm going to paint it, and then we'll be putting in the shelving for the storage. So, we're really excited to have it almost done.
Yeah.
This thing, it's crazy. It just, you know how projects just keep growing, and that's what this did. It started out as a shed, and then it was a heated workshop, and now it's a hotel bunkhouse. So.
Oh no, this is going to be great. We can keep the bike and the snowblower and the lawnmower and everything. Just have everything, close, and that's going to be great.
So the painting will be for another day. one step at a time.
Yep. Yep.
We got a comment from someone a couple of days ago that said that she loves Elizabeth and we should never do a video without Elizabeth in the video.
Which was so sweet. Oh,
So
my
this is Elizabeth's cameo for this video.
Yep, okay.
So, Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, of course, and subscribe if you haven't done that already. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yep. Bye-bye, guys.